Welcome back. Thank you for staying with the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. The president of the St. Lucian leg of the Red Cross, Hubert Pierre, says it is more convenient than ever to stay up to date with weather advancements. Advisories are made available through all forms of media well before the arrival of inclement weather. He underscores that these advancements have made us more capable than ever of preparing for such events, and he cautions people to do their part to ensure hurricane preparedness.
The recent passing of Hurricane Dorian over the Bahamas has raised concerns over the level of preparedness of Caribbean islands to mitigate disasters. President of the St. Lucia Red Cross, Hubert Pierre, states resources are more plentiful than in past years and shutdowns should be acknowledged with full seriousness. He says persons must remain abreast with weather updates as storms progress.
The level of preparedness that should be, I must say, isn't. Because we complain when things don't happen. We say they make me do this, they make me do that. And what is so bad about this is for years you've been telling them, don't go into panic buying. Wait. Collect things for 3 days. You need to plan yourself. But planning now would dictate that, one, we are still in the hurricane season. There are certain basic items I must have at my home.
He notes persons must accept responsibility in preparing their households for inclement weather. Pierre says, long gone are the days when a rainy day would turn into a hurricane without anyone's knowledge.
Right now, St. Lucians need to be more vigilant and be responsible for their own self. Take that responsibility and don't depend on others. Listen to the news, listen to reliable information. It's not radio land use or who say or what people think. There is concrete information that they should follow. It is their life. I, as a young man, I grew up in the time that I was on the streets, for example, walking when a hurricane came. And many times, my mother had to come and get me out of school because all by the market was flooded. Everybody who was down there, everything was washed away, their fruits and everything like that. Because if we had known better, we wouldn't be at school. But now, in this day and age, when there is information being fed to you, understand it's a forecast.
Persons should appreciate St. Lucia being spared during the hurricane season, says Pierre. Any supplies bought for preparation can now go towards general household usage. Pierre expresses his hope that the island can continue to stay blessed and that this trend will continue. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Awude.
A defeated amendment to the Companies Act on Thursday, the 19th of September in the Upper House was met with applause by Leader of the Opposition, Philip J. Pierre. Pierre says an overthrowing of the defeat would undermine all the independent senators. More in this report.
During the Thursday 19th sitting of Senate, Leader of Government Business, Mary Isaac, brought forth an amendment to the Companies Act. Isaac outlines the changes which were set to be made to the Act.
The bill before us this morning is an amendment of an already existing Companies Act. And it just makes it more transparent. The amendment, Madam President, provides for a company to file its allotment of shares in the prescribed form within 60 days of its incorporation. It introduces a fee for failing to adhere to this requirement and to require and to give the Registrar of Companies notice of its acquired and redeemed shares in the prescribed form. It makes provision for the appointment of a secretary and a penalty for failing to appoint such a secretary.
The amendments to the Companies Act were placed before the senators. On the side of the government sat 4 senators, on the side of the opposition sat 3 senators, and in the middle were 2 independent senators. In the end, the majority voted against the amendments. Leader of the Opposition, Philip J. Pierre, applauds the independent thinking senators for their action.
I want to applaud the independent senators. I want to applaud my team in the Senate for having the presence of man to understand what's happening. Because this law, this amendment was bad. It's a bad amendment. It's a bad amendment. And for once, 2 people in the society stood up for what is right. They didn't stand up for the Labour Party. They stood up for what is right. And more people must stand up for what is right. not for what is yellow or what is red, what is right.
The opposition leader says democracy must prevail and expresses the hope the decision is not overturned by higher-ups.
I want to applaud the independent senators. And I know, based on the government's vindictive posture, I know we will not hear the last of that. I really hope that the Governor General does not move to remove the senators who voted against.
Independent senators in the Senate of St. Lucia who voted against the motion are Senator Adrian Auger and Senator Mauricia Thomas Francis. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solaj Alfred.
Everyone is talking about the new video by the Grosley Minibus Association following their training. PRO of the Grosley Association, Thomas St. Louis, says drivers will greatly benefit from the recent customer training initiative. The drivers underwent a course aimed at educating them on the do's and don'ts of dealing with customers to ensure satisfaction. St. Louis says it is now up to the drivers and customers to be pleasant and have amicable interactions.
Exploring a new avenue of excellence was the Grosley Minibus Association, which recently provided customer service training to its members. PRO Thomas St. Louis says it is a timely advancement for the association, as the area of customer service is highly scrutinized in the transport sector. St. Louis highlights the importance of public sensitization, as member training only mitigates the driver's half of interactions.
We need the public to work and come on board with us and to know the way forward. So the ad was put out there to again sensitize them, to give them a little idea as to how to use public transport. Because persons of the opinion, they know everything when it comes to operating a minibus, and we feel, well, we are the professionals, and if we want them to know the way how, we have to at least educate them and show them the way forward.
He says that the sector has evolved tremendously over the years and that drivers are no longer only seen as providing a means of commute.
It's not business as usual. If one would realize that transportation, especially the Grosley route, is under a lot of pressure, criticism, and we feel it's all, good and being professionals, to have a seminar because, you all are very aware, the media is very aware that really our back is against the wall when it comes to the public. And we wanted to at least, train our members so they can be professionals, you understand? So basically, the training program is about training our members so we can deal with the general public in a more professional way.
St. Louis underscores both drivers and passengers have a lot to gain from such training, as smooth interactions make daily commuting easier for both parties.
The public can benefit in the sense that we, on our end, will, sensitize them, and we have done that. We put television ads, radio ads. A lot of people is really, absent-minded when it comes to using public transport. So we are the professionals, we are the operators, we find it fit for us now to at least sensitize the public as well. So we can have a customer-driver relationship, because we are providing a service, and in any service provider supposed to be professionals.
St. Louis says he hopes other associations follow suit, and that the transport sector can transition into a more positive light for both drivers and passengers alike. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Now, Jacques Wooding took to bus stations to get the views of drivers on customer service training. Though it is agreed that the training is beneficial to drivers, many claim that this is merely half the battle.
In customer service, we want to know if you, as the president of the Bexel Mark Minibus Association, would be interested in seeing such initiatives on your bus stand.
Well, yes, we would. We always aim to have new ideas placed on the association. However, we at the Bexel Minibus Association have done a lot of stuff and improvement in terms of customer service, where we invite the customers to meetings and do different stuff so that we can know what is going on. We also have an open door policy whereby if a customer has a complaint, we bring them into a scheduled meeting where we can discuss the way forward, and if they need disciplinary action, to be taken against the driver or the customer, then we go about doing that. However, in the minibus sector, there is a lot of areas for improvement.
Well, my opinion on that, my take on that is simple. They could have as much customer service as possible. There are some minibus drivers that need to be out of that business, period. That's my opinion.
All right. So regardless of the training as well, do you believe that customers themselves need to be sensitized of dealing with bus drivers, because you have to meet people halfway, basically?
Yeah, it is a fact. Some customers, although most of them know what's required, some of them still get problems, so that's what we have to. That's what we have in the system. Definitely the customers need to be sensitized as to what's going on.
Of course, I think island-wide, I think it would definitely enhance the service in terms of the minibus operation, and also I think it would educate the drivers very much as to how to go about doing customer relationship in terms of assisting the customer how is best, okay? And in return, the customer would then need training to assist the drivers, because it's both ways. Because you find drivers who definitely want to assist customers, but yet the customers doesn't even want to assist their own customers by ridiculing the driver, saying that what he's doing that's wrong, you're not supposed to go there, etc.
Do you believe that maybe the Ministry of Transport should look into having such programs for bus drivers?
I believe it should be a requirement when entering into that business. Or those who are already there, let them go to the training, and those coming in should be a requirement for them.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more news coming up after the break.